here, your high performance business coach, who helps organizations to realign their teams, get higher performances, most importantly, make sure that they get better results and succeed. Today in this series, the first of the many series that we're going to have in this we have called it the Rapid Influence series. Rapid Influence for Business Success. Why? 16 years of dealing with businesses at the top end, 16 years of working with businesses where we've helped them to multiply, double, triple their results. You learn something. There's no way we could not have learned something. So we're going to be producing some mini series which can help you to get some of the tools that not only we have used but we have learned from, and implement them in your business, in your department, in your organization, so that you can also begin to have the high-performing teams that we have had across the world in terms of helping out in their performance. So in this particular one, I want to start off with a very, very overlooked and yet crucial point. Sometimes it amazes me how business leaders do not understand the power of the team engagement. In this series, we're talking about high-performance team engagement. Why? The higher your team is, the deeper or better your team is engaged, the better they perform. Now, an unengaged team can only give you normal results. But if you're in business to make a difference, if you're in business to be able to upscale and go to the next level, you want a highly engaged, high-performance team. Those are teams, and usually people ask me, hey, well, what is high performance? And I say, okay, if you want to understand high performance engaged teams, this is it. Or first, let me tell you what it is not. An engaged team is not necessarily just a happy team, okay? Being happy does not necessarily mean you're engaged, you know? Being satisfied does not necessarily mean you're engaged. You know, we go to places and, the boss is walking around and he's saying hello to everybody and they're all happy. But you look at the results, they're always 50-60% of their annual set goals. It is interesting. The people who tell you, oh, my people are so happy, my people are so happy, they are the people who have got most people where a headhunter calls and gives them just an extra $5, an extra $10, and they're happy to jump. Are those really engaged people? No. It has been estimated, I think it is a survey that was done by Gallup across the world, that only 34% of your workforce is engaged. Can you imagine just 34%? And I think it's still in the same survey, it says that it's only 40-50% of any workforce team this will be on average, 40-50% are satisfied with the job. That means the other 50% are only giving you 50% of their time, of their ability, of their emotion. What does that do? That means that they will never get you to fly at the level that you need to fly. Every organization that I've gone into, the first time you feel, you actually get, there's this feeling of, man, these guys could perform much, much better. It is the analogy that I usually use. They are a Ferrari, a beautiful, nice, new Ferrari. You are attempting to take off, but the handbrake is up. That handbrake is up because the people are not engaged to be a high-performing team. And companies that ignore this, I just don't get it. Engagement is a business-winning tool. Engagement is a tool that helps you make more money. It is a success tool. So if you're not doing whatever it takes to have your team engaged for high performance, you're missing out. Come on, you're missing out. Wake up. I always challenge, especially human resource people that come in and say, you know what, as long as I have 80. No, why do you only have 80? Have 99%. Yes, you're never going to have all of them, but isn't that the ideal? Are you in business to just be 80? No. I like to work with people who believe they can be number one. It is very, very difficult for me to work with organizations that are not aspiring to be the best in their sector. Why? They will always perform like they want to be number two. They want to be number two. That is hard work. Okay? Go for number one and then work hard to stay there. People usually ask me, oh, okay, coach, what is engagement? Engagement is where your team is emotionally engaged in the organization's goals and will take discretionary action every time to ensure that they're surpassing their goals. emotionally engaged. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is a business winning tool. You ask me anything, usually people say, oh, you coach, you sometimes come in and just make people happy and go. People don't understand the underground work we do to get the engagement. It is not fluff engagement. We go to a much deeper psychological level, and it comes out of this small sentence. It's not a small sentence, it's actually a big, big, big statement. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I say that all the time. There's good old Zig Ziglar who said it over and over. People don't give a damn how much you know until they know how much you care. If you can help the leaders and organizations to begin to care about their people a little bit more, psychologically the people begin to reciprocate. Then they begin to take the discretionary action. So, thinking about that, let me share with you 5 steps. 5 steps to increase the engagement of your team so that you can go out and kill it out there. You have a happier team, they're making more money, you're a happier leader, and boom, everybody's happy. So number 1, do not assume that you know. And yes, I'm starting off with that. I told you I'm going to give you some ideas on how to engage. Yes, number 1 thing is do not assume that you know. Do not assume that, when you walk through the corridors and you say hello to people, that means engagement. No. Be deliberate. Take time to take a survey. Now, when I mention survey, all of a sudden people are like, yeah, coach, we've done survey. Yeah, I know. I was in a company recently and they were asked, so you guys did what is it, employee something survey. How did it go? Oh, the boss was there saying, oh man, it was great, man. We had almost 92% of engagement. I walked down the corridor and 3 of his top leaders are telling me, hey coach, man, do you have any jobs out there? So guess what? The leader thinks there's high engagement, but what? The people at the bottom do not feel that. Why? Sometimes surveys are just not deep enough. And if they're just done as an annual thing, once a year or twice a year, of course people are just going to fill in what they feel you want to hear. Yes, you do get some stuff out of it. Yes, you might get some good feedback, but half the time people will just go through it quickly, bam, 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 and they'll give you some results which are not concrete. But do it in such a way that you do it much more often, at least 3 times a year, every quarter. Do a survey and ask some deep questions. Okay, I have in the rapid influence system that we use for companies, we have a much deeper list where you ask people things that are important to them, where the questions you ask are going to force the people to think about their answers. Not just say yes or no. No, explain why do you not feel that your boss is not communicating with you. For example, do you feel that you're growing? Would you recommend this place to another person to come and work there? Okay? Why? The deeper the questions, the better a litmus test is going to be. Then you can know. And as soon as you get the results, share them with everybody. It's not just for the leadership team, no, with everybody. Say, guys, this is what we got. What does that do? It helps you to know where you are, and everybody knows this is where we are. And when you begin to implement the rest of the ideas, you can begin to see movement. You can begin to see progress. People like progress. People like to see that they develop. So, hey, share the ideas, share the results, and then come up with a plan of action and say, you know what, this is what we're going to do to take us from 80 to 100%. Not 90, not 99, to 100%. And let everybody know. There you're beginning to engage. There you're beginning to drive it a little bit deeper. Okay, number 2, ladies and gentlemen, you must communicate. I cannot emphasize this enough. What, almost 60-70% of organizations we dealt with last year, there was always the us and them. There was always, the leadership. Several times you walk in and they say, oh, my manager. They don't call them by name. They don't, they always refer to them by title. Hey, you guys have heard, Robin Sharma, leader without a title is the most efficient leader, is the most effective leader. You don't need a title to be able to lead. Why? If you start from the premise, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Most importantly, your foot soldiers will always make you shine. They can only make you shine if you're communicating effectively, up, down, openly, making sure that you communicate past just work, making sure that you listen more than you speak. That will help your communication go to another level. Make sure that it is easier for the people to bring their ideas up to the leadership and vice versa. There's again another company I go through, and I think the leader is a German, and he goes around telling people, oh, my people are so good. But when somebody comes to visit, he's the one who takes everybody around. Why? He hasn't allowed his people to what? To get to understand how the business works, and the communication is not that great. So communication to and fro is crucial. Next idea, ladies and gentlemen, in this rapid influence mini-series, which helps you to get your company moving, to make sure that you're creating the results that you need. The next one is challenge and grow your people consistently. Okay? Why? Anthony Robbins says every day, if you're not growing, you die. If your team is not growing, you die. There's I like to quote, I went to another company and I found a guy who had been in the same position for 3 years, is still there. Nothing has moved. Just look at his body language, you'd know how he feels. He hasn't moved, he hasn't grown. The only thing that has improved is his salary, and it has improved in line with inflation. Not because he has been rewarded, no. It is just because inflation went up, so he was improved in terms of salary. Is he engaged? Nada. Does he feel challenged? No. Has anything happened to his life since then? No, except go down. He just comes in. It's like a robot. He just comes, does what he has to do, 5 o'clock goes home. Comes in, does what he has to do, 5 o'clock goes home. He's just a robot, just getting to do what whatever is required of him. He doesn't go the extra mile. He doesn't use discretionary effort. He's not emotionally engaged. I am imploring you and saying, hey, come on, challenge them. If you're not challenging your people consistently, throw stuff at them. See how they step up. See how much they can take. See how much they can grow. Challenge them, and in challenge them, they're going to grow. Next idea, ladies and gentlemen, is create winning business processes. Create winning business processes. Create processes that help people to have those daily wins. Let the customer service process be that at the end of the day, customer can give a thumbs up. Why? People like to win. People like to feel like they contributed. People like to know, you know what, today I made a difference. You begin to engage people. You see, people get happier when they see that, you know what, Department X tells the Department Y did a great job. They give them a hands up. All of a sudden, everybody's feeling good. Everybody's feeling engaged. Why? The processes get people to feel that they're serving. Get people to feel that they're contributing to something bigger, something better. Next one, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the final one, it's like a bonus. I say reward unconditionally. Now, so many entrepreneurs, so many leaders, so many business people are really challenged by this one, because they say, hey, you know what, we give the monthly bonus, we give the yearly bonus. And I say, well, if somebody is performing consistently every month and you're going to wait until the end of the year to reward them, don't you think there's something wrong there? Most importantly, that means that your rewards are conditional. Oh, we only reward at the end of the year. How about if you rewarded according to performance immediately? How about you created a situation where you reward monthly? How about you created a situation where you reward every person in the department if they've done well? And guess what? Where we have seen this work, I think the company tripled their performance in less than 6 months when they introduced the employee of the month, the employee of the week, the employee of the department of the month. Boom, performance, boom, engagement, boom. Guess what? Results, boom. All of a sudden, they could see things were happening. Why? Because people felt, hey, we're doing something here. There was competition. It was just a fantastic vibe to see. And I think that is one of the greatest success stories we've ever had, simply because they started to reward unconditionally. And yes, sometimes you don't have the money now. Hey, guess what? Don't wait to be successful for you to reward. No, reward now, then you will see what will happen eventually. Plant the seed now and see what happens. Before you know it, boom, all of a sudden the results are through the roof. All of a sudden the team is super engaged. All of a sudden results are becoming much, much better. So there you go, my friend. Those are my pointers on high performance team engagement. And if you want some more of that stuff, remember to check down below on the video. We have a link which tells you a little bit more about our Rapid Influence System. Rapid Influence System International is one of the systems that we have used consistently to turn organizations around. You have an organization that's struggling, the people are not engaged, the leaders are not doing what they have to do. There's only one product, the Rapid Influence System. It has worked locally, internationally. Whether you believe that, that we had a leader who said, you know what, coach, there's nothing you can do, and then at the end of it, he's coming to me in tears saying, coach, how did you do it? Rapid Influence System. So, as usual, whatever you do, Be the person who leads in your industry, be the person who makes a difference, and have the audacity to know that you can make life on your terms. Thank you.